In this recording, we will look at stages of learning, which is part of the acquisition of skills topic. The general idea behind this theory is that as we learn a new skill, we progress through 3 different stages. And at each of those different stages, there are different characteristics which a coach needs to be aware of and consider when developing training programs. So the 3 different stages of learning are the cognitive stage, the associative stage, and the autonomous stage. In the cognitive stage, a learner will need to be provided with a lot of information, and this will be done visually and verbally, so through practical demonstrations and the use of video. The learner will need to understand the subroutines which make up the skill. The learner will make many errors and will need to be provided with a lot of feedback, most of which will be external feedback. In other words, feedback given verbally or visually from the coach and or video. The second stage is the associative stage, or sometimes known as the practice stage. This is where skills begin to become more accurate. Less errors are made. The learner will begin to recognise their own errors and understand to a degree how to correct the errors. They will develop a feeling for the movement, and they will still require feedback, but less compared with the first stage. The third and final stage is the autonomous stage, or also known as the automatic stage. This is where an athlete will be able to perform the skill under the pressure of a game. They will be able to self-correct errors, and of course there will be less errors made as well. They rely less on external feedback from a coach and are able to provide their own feedback internally via their proprioceptive mechanisms. So we can look at the characteristics of a performer as they have progressed through these stages and have made it to the autonomous stage. So a skilled performer will be able to respond to the changing demands of the environment. They will be able to react rapidly. Their movements when performing the skill will be smooth and efficient. They're able to read patterns of play, so they're paying less attention to the skill itself and looking more at the strategy of a game. They're well organised. They perform consistently but can adapt to novel demands. Maximise chance of success, minimise energy expenditure, and minimise time to complete a task. So having an understanding of this theory, a coach will be able to select activities in their training programs which are appropriate for the characteristics of the learner at whatever stage of learning that they're at. They will be able to adapt the skill to make it easier for a learner to understand, and at the high level they'll be able to provide a challenging enough environment for a more skilled performer to adapt their skills to an ever-changing environment.